humidity's not as bad today.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, the wind is a trade-off for that.
Oh my god, yeah. I know our Doug, my dog, woke up at like 4:30 this morning and it was like raining and I was like, oh god, we needed that.
This weekend, my car was just
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Diving for the 2024 WPCCSA Championships. We're going to start with our 10 and under girls and 10 and under boys, 11 13 girls, 11 13 boys, 14 17 girls, and 14 17 boys.
No, it's good. It's good. I'm just watching.
Go to the speakers to know the main volumes. Yeah, all of them. Our first diver this morning, round one, Avery Boland with a 101D forward dive. Judge the scores 5, 4.5, 5. Next diver is Finley Boland with a 101D forward dive in a free position. Judge the scores 4, 4, 3.5.
4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Our next diver is Natalie Summon with a 100C front jump
In the tough position.
in a tough position. Six and a half, 4.5, 4.5. Next diver is Shay Cassidy with a 101A forward dive in a straight position, 3 difficulty, 1.4. Judge the scores 5.5, 5.5, 4.
5.5, 5.5, 4.
Yeah. Our first 10 under boys, Merrick Kreider with a 101D forward dive in a free position. Judge the scores 4, 5, 4.
5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Our next diver is Leo Lamphere with a 101D forward dive in a free position. Judge the scores 4, 4, 5.
5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I think so. Yeah.
So our
Or free position. Oh, yeah.
next up is Kyle Milburn with a 101C forward dive in a tough position, 3 difficulty, 1.2. Judge scores 4, 4, 4.5. Our next diver is Kelly McQueen with a 101B forward dive in a pike position, 3 difficulty, 1.3. Judges score 7, 7.5, 6.5. Next diver is Riggs Wilson, 101B, 4 dive, in a pike position, 3 difficulty, 1.3. The scores 5.5, 6, 6. Moving on to 11-13 girls. Our first diver, Ellie Kreider. With a 101A, 4 dive in a straight position, degree of difficulty, 1.4. Judges scores 5, 5.5, 5.5.
5.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.5.
Next diver is Maren Staub, a 101B, 4 dive, in a pike position, 3 difficulty, 1.3. The score 6.5, 6, 6. Our next diver is Kelsey Cower with a 101A, 4 dive in a straight position, 3 difficulty, 1.4. Judges scores 5, 5, 4.
5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Our next diver is Mara Cassidy with a 101B, 4 dive in a pike position, 3 difficulty, 1.3. Judges scores 5.5, 5.5, 5. Our next diver is Sasha Cohen with a 1-0C front jump. Judges scores 3, 4, 3. Our next diver, 11-13 boys, Colby Gallagher, with a 101A, 4 dive in a straight position. 3 difficulty, 1.4. Judges scores 3.5, 2.5, 3.
3.5. 1, 2, 3, 3.5.
Our next diver is Max Johnson with a 101A, 4 dive in a straight position, 3 difficulty, 1.4. The scores 3, 2.5, 3. Our next diver is Brett Miller with a 103C forward, 1.5 somersault in a tough position, 3 difficulty, 1.6. 6.5, 7, 7. Our next diver is Lucas Stewart with a 101C forward dive in a top position, 3 difficulty 1.2.
Cars are coming back in.
Judge score 6, 5.5, 5. Our next diver is Kieran Cassidy with a 101C forward dive in a top position, 3 difficulty 1.2. The scores 4, 4.5, 3.5. Moving on to our 14 to 17 girls division, our first diver, McKenna Lewis, with a 102B forward somersault in a pike position, 3 difficulty 1.5.
Let's see that there.
Thank you. Judge scores 4.5, 4.5, 4. Our next diver, Isla Dukes, with a 101A forward dive in a straight position, 3 difficulty 1.4. Judge scores 3.5, 4, 4. Our next diver is Sophia Antonelli with a 101B forward dive in a pike position, 3 difficulty 1.3. Judge scores 4.5, 5, 5.5.
5.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8.5.
Our next diver is Rory Wilson with a 101B forward dive in a pike position, 3 difficulty 1.3. Judge scores 5, 4.5, 5. Our next diver is Kendall Stewart with a 101B forward dive in a pike position, 3 difficulty 1.3. Judge score 6.5, 6, 6.5. Our next diver is Josie Wilson with a 100C front jump. Judge score 6, 5.5, 5. Moving into the 14 to 17 boys division, leading off with your reigning champion in the division, Ty Harriman, with a 101A forward dive in straight position, 3 difficulty 1.4.
Straighten the toes.
Judges scores 4.5, 3.5, 4.
4.5. 1, 2, 3, 4.5.
What was it? 4.5, 3.5, 4.
4.5, 3.5.
Our next diver is Danny Matusas with a 101A forward dive in a straight position, degree of difficulty 1.4. Judges scores 3, 3.5, 3.
3.5.
Said he needed paid. Thankfully, Tony was there, so he got taken care of.
Thank you.
We're now going on round 2. Going back to our 10 girls with Avery Bolin, 201A,
1D.
to 1D, excuse me, back dive. Judges scores 4.5, 3.5, 4.5.
4.5. 1, 2, 3, 4.5.
Our next diver is Finley Bolin with a 201D back dive.
Oh, funny.
Judges scores 5, 5.5, 5.5.
5.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5.
Our next diver, Natalie Selman with a 200C back jump. Six, 5, 5. Our next diver, Shay Cassidy with a 201A back dive in a free straight position, excuse me, degree of difficulty 1.7. Judges scores 5, 4.5. Round 2, 10 and under boys, leading off with Merritt Cryer with a 201A back dive in a straight position, degree of difficulty 1.6. Judges scores 3.5, 4.5, 4.
4.5. 1, 2, 3, 4.5.
Our next diver, Leo Lampier with a 201A back dive in a straight position, degree of difficulty 1.7. Judges scores 2.5, 3, 2.
3. 1, 2, 3.
Our next diver, Kyle Milburn with a 201C back dive in a tough position, degree of difficulty 1.5. 201C back dive in a tough position.
Back jump top.
Back jump top, excuse me. Judges scores 4, 5, 5. Our next diver, Helen McQueen, with a 201A back dive in a straight position, degree difficulty 1.7.
Nice.
The scores 5, 4.5, 4.5. Our next diver is Briggs Wilson with a 103C. Forward.
Forward 1.5 tuck.
This should be a back dive.
202C. 202C.
202C. Let's redo this again. I apologize. Briggs Wilson with a 202C. Back one somersault in a tuck position. The score is 6.5, 5.5, 6. Round 2, 11-13 girls, leading off with Ellie Kreider with a 201A. Back dive in a straight position, degree of difficulty 1.7. Judges scores 5.5, 4.5, 4.5.
5.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8.5.
Our next diver is Mary Staub with a 202C back one somersault in a tuck position. Degree of difficulty 1.5. The score 6, 6, 6. Our next diver, Kelsey Coward, with a 202A back one somersault in a straight position. Degree of difficulty 1.7.
Angle over turbo, get ice. Ice.
Wait a minute.
Our next diver is Mara Cassidy with a 201A back dive in a straight position. Degree of difficulty 1.7.
What? Up there?
The score is 4.5, 5, 5. Our next diver is Sasha Cohen with a 200C back jump. The score is 3.5, 3.5, 4. Our next diver is 1113 Boys. Colby Gallagher with a 201D back dive in a free position.
Nice.
The score is 4.5, 5, 5. Next diver is Max Johnson with a 201D back dive in his free position.
Okay, sending.
The score is 3.5, 3, 3.5.
3.5. 1, 2, 3.5.
Our next diver is Brett Milburn with a 202C back one somersault in a tough position, degree of difficulty 1.5.
Nice.
The score is 7, 6.5, 6. Next diver is Lucas Stewart with a 201A back dive in a straight position, degree of difficulty 1.7.
Is she okay?
The score is 3.5, 3, 4.
Who's rotating?
Our next diver is Kieran Cassidy with a 201A back dive in a straight position, degree of difficulty 1.7. The score is 3.5, 3, 3.5. Round 2 of 14-17 girls leading off of McKenna Lewis with a 202C back, one and one half somersault. Excuse me, one somersault in a tough position, degree of difficulty 1.5. 202C. The score is 5, 6, 5.5. Our next diver is Isla Dukes with a 202D back somersault in a free position.
Two oh one.
I apologize for that handwriting. 201D back dive in a free position. scores 2.5, 4.5, 3.5.
4.5. 1, 2, 3, 4.5.
Next diver is Antonelli with a 202C, back one somersault in a tuck position, 3 difficulty 1.5.
Nice.
The scores 5, 4.5, 4.5.
5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Next diver is Rory Wilson with a 201A back dive and a straight position, 3 difficulty 1.7. The scores 3, 4, 4.5.
What's the name of your channel?
I and Danny are also both 201, not 202.
Our next diver is Kendall Stewart with a 201A back dive in a straight position, 3 difficulty 1.7.
I'll switch function.
The scores 3, 2.5, 4. Our next diver is Josie Wilson with a 200C back jump in a tuck position.
Nice.
The scores 5.5, 5, 6. Round 2 of 14-17 boys.
201.
Leading off with Ty Brain with a 201A back dive in a straight position. The score is 2.5, 2, 3.
3. 1, 2, 3.
Danny is also 201.
Danny Matus with a 201A back dive in a straight position. Degree difficulty 1.7.
Oh,
Pretty good.
The score is 2.5, 2.5, 3.5.
3.5. 1, 2, 3.5.
all right, Avery.
Starting round 3, back to 10 under rolls. Our first diver, Avery Boland with a 5-2-1-1D. Back dive with a half twist in a free position. The scores 2.5, 3, 2.
3. 1, 2,
Yeah, that's
3.
where he was going up. And I was like, yeah, let's just make him 1.0.
Our next diver, Finley Boland with a 5-2-1-1D back dive with a half twist in a free position.
Did I used to rock this guy?
The score is 2, 3.5, 2.
3.5. 1, 2, 3, 10.5.
Our next diver now is salmon with a 101B forward dive in a pike position. Degree of difficulty 1.3. The score is 2, 2, 1. Our next diver, Shea Cassidy with a 5-2-1-1-A back dive with a half twist in a straight position. Degree of difficulty 1.8. The score is 2.5, 3, 3.
I'm Eric.
Round 3 of 10 under boys, leading up with Merrick Ryder with a 5-2-1-1-D back dive and a half twist in a free position.
Nice.
The score is 2.5, 2.5, 2.5.
2.5. 1, 2, 8.5.
Our next diver is Leo Lamphere with a 401D inward dive in the free position.
Okay, sending.
The score is 4, 5, 4.5.
5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Our next diver is Kyle Melbourne with a 101A forward dive in a straight position. Degree of difficulty 1.4. The score is 3.5, 3, 4.
What's up, Kyle?
Our next diver is Kelly McQueen with a 401B inward dive in a pike position. Degree of difficulty 1.5.
Nice. That's nice.
The score is 7, 5.5, 7.
Nice job.
Our next diver, Briggs Wilson with a 401B inward dive in a pike position. Degree of difficulty 1.5. The score is 7, 7.5, 6. Round 3 of 11-13 girls, leading off with Ellie Kreider with a 401D inward dive in the free position.
That was pretty good.
Judges scores 6, 5.5, 5.
6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Next up is Marion Scott with a 401C inward dive in a tough position, 3 difficulty 1.4. The score is 5.5, 6.5, 5.5. Our next diver is Kelsey Cow with a 401D inward dive in a free position. Judges scores 5, 5.5, 5.5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8.5.
Next diver is Marquez with a 2C. Back 1 somersault in a tough position, 3 difficulty 1.5. The score 6, 5.5, 5.5. Our next diver is Sasha Cohen with a 201A back dive in a straight position, 3 difficulty 1.7. The score is 4, 3.5, 5. Round 3, the 11-13 boys leading up Cole Gallagher with a 5-2-1-1D back dive, a half twist in a free position. The score is 1, 1.5, 1.
1.5.
Our next diver is Max Johnson with a 5-2-1-1D back dive, a half twist in a free position. The score is 1.5, 1.5, 2.
2. 1, 2.
Our next diver is Brent Milburn with a 401C inward dive in a tough position, 3 difficulty 1.4.
Oh, nice. Oh, nice.
The score is 7.5, 7, 7. Our next diver is Lucas Stewart with a 401C inward dive in a tough position, 3 difficulty 1.4. The score is 2, 2, 2.
Should I call her out later?
Our next diver here in Cassidy with a 202C, back 1 somersault in a tough position, degree of difficulty 1.5.
Were they related to Mary?
Oh, Murphy.
Right there.
The score is 4-3-4.
I think they are.
Round 3 of 14-17 girls, leading off with McKenna Lewis with a 401C inward dive in a tough position, degree of difficulty 1.4. The score is 3.5, 5.5, 4.
Yeah. 417.
Our next diver is Isla Dukes with a 401C inward dive in a tough position, degree of difficulty 1.4. The score is 4.5, 3, 3.5.
Nice job.
4.5.
Nice job, Isla. Isla.
Our next diver is Sophia Antonelli with a 401C inward dive in a tough position, degree of difficulty 1.4. The score is 6.5.
6.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5.
Our next diver, Rory Wilson, with a 103B, 4 dive, 1.5 somersaults in a pike position, degree of difficulty 1.7. The score is 4.5, 4.5, 5.5. Our next diver is Kendall Stewart with a 401B inward dive in a pike position, degree of difficulty 1.5. The score is 4.5, 5, 5. Our next diver is Josie Wilson with a 102C forward 1 somersault in a tough position, degree of difficulty 1.4.
Yeah.
The score is 6.5, 6.
Round 3, right?
Yeah. Inward.
14-17 boys, round 3. Ty Brand with a 401C
C.
inward dive in a tough position.
Both of them.
Judges scores 4, 3, 4.
4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Davis to C2.
Yeah.
David Matus with a 401C inward dive in a tough position. Degree difficulty 1.4.
Yeah.
Judges scores 2, 2, 2.5.
2.5. 1, 2.5.
Fourth round. Forward.
Round 4, 10 girls. Leading off favorite bowling with a 102C forward 1 somersault in a tough position. Degree difficulty 1.4. Judges scores 4, 4, 4. Our next diver is Finley bowling with a 102C forward 1 somersault in a tough position. Degree difficulty 1.4.
All right, then.
Judges scores 4, 4, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Our next diver is now Salmon with a 5-2-1-1D back dive with a half twist in a free position.
Nick, what's the rotation?
The scores 1, 1.5, 1.5.
What did you say about the rotation?
Make sure they're rattling.
Next diver Shake has a 401B inward dive in a pike position. Degree difficulty 1.5.
The little label.
Oh, yeah. Good job, honey.
The scores 3, 3.5, 3.5. Round 4, 10 boys leading up Mary Crowder with a 5-1-2-1D forward somersault with a half twist in a free position. Degree difficulty 1.7. Judge scores 4, 4.5, 4. Our next diver is Leo Lampier with a 102C forward 1 somersault in a tough position. Degree difficulty 1.4.
Good. Chest up.
Judge scores 5, 5, 4.
5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
101C.
Yeah. One below C.
Our next diver is Kyle Miller with a 100C front jump in a tough position.
He's too cute.
The scores 2.5, 3.5, 4.5. next diver is Kelly McQueen with a 202C, back one somersault in tuck position, degree of difficulty 1.5. Judges scores 5.5, 5.5, 6. Our next diver breaks Wilson with a 202C, back one somersault in a tuck position, degree of difficulty 1.5. Judges scores 6, 5.5, 6. Round 4 of 11-13 girls, leading off with Ellie Kreider with a 103C forward 1 1/2 somersault in a tuck position, degree of difficulty 1.6.
Yeah.
Judges scores 4, 4, 5.
5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's true.
Plus 2. Our next diver is Marion Staub with a 102C forward 1 somersault in a tuck position, degree of difficulty 1.4.
Nice.
The score is 5.5, 5.5, 5.5. Our next diver is Kelsey Cow with a 102C forward 1 somersault in the tuck position, degree of difficulty 1.4.
Put it on the TVs in the two TVs
The score is 5, 3.5, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, we can change it again. Yep.
Our next diver is Mara Cassidy with a 102C forward 1 somersault in the tuck position, degree of difficulty 1.4.
And that's her name tomorrow.
That's nice. Judges scores 4.5, 4, 4. Our next diver is Sasha Kelly with a 101C forward dive in a tuck position, degree of difficulty 1.2. Judges scores 3.5, 4, 2.
All he has to do is just change it. Yeah, fine. Yeah. It's not a big deal.
11-13 boys, round 4, leading off with Colin Gallagher with a 102C forward 1 somersault in a tuck position, degree of difficulty 1.4. Judges scores 5, 4, 4.
5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Our next diver, Max Johnson with a 102C forward 1 somersault in a tuck position, degree of difficulty 1.4. Judges' scores 2, 2.5, 2.
2.5. 1, 2, 2.5.
He's really trying. You can do it. No big deal.
Our next dive is Brett Milberg with a 302C. Reverse 1 somersault in a tuck position, 3, difficulty 1.6. The scores 6, 6, 6. Our next diver, Lucas Stewart with a 102C, forward 1 somersault in tuck position, 3, difficulty 1.4. The scores 2.5, 2, 2.5. Our next diver is Kieran Cassidy with a 102C, forward 1 somersault in tuck position, 3, difficulty 1.4. The score is 4, 3, 4. Go to round 4 of our 14 and 17 girls, leading off with McKenna Lewis. With a 103C, forward 1 1/2 somersault in tuck position, 3, difficulty 1.6. Let's go, McKenna. The scores 3.5, 3, 4. Our next diver is Isla Dukes with a 102C, forward 1 somersault in tuck position, 3, difficulty 1.4.
You got it. We got that.
The score is 1/2, 1/2, 1/2. Our next diver is Sophie Antonelli with a 102C, forward 1 somersault in tuck position, 3, difficulty 1.4.
Nice.
What to say? Okay, sending.
The score is 4.5, 3.5, 4.5.
1, 2, 3, 4.5.
Our next diver, Rory Wilson with a 401B, inward dive
Like,
in a pike position, 3, difficulty 1.4.
Thank you. It's like you've done this before. Judy.
The score is 6, 5, 4.5.
poor people got the whole uphill crap. The whole uphill stuff.
Our next diver, Kendall Stewart with a 5-2-1-1A back dive with a half twist in a straight position, 3, difficulty 1.8. Judges scores 3, 2.5, 3.
3, 2.5, 3.
3, 2.5, 3.
Yes.
Our next diver, Josie Wilson, with a 202C. Back with one somersault in a tough position, 3 difficulty, 1.5.
No, we didn't. We added 2. Did we add 2 of them? I think so. Yeah, we can. Yeah.
Judges scores 4, 4, 4.
4, 4. Okay. So she.
Round 4 of 14-17 boys. Tiberian in 102C, forward one somersault in a tough position, 3 difficulty, 1.4.
Failed dive.
I can't do it.
That was a failed dive.
Yep. You got it.
Okay, Danny Matus with a 102C, forward one somersault in a tough position, 3
Yours to
difficulty,
take, Danny. Yours to
1.4.
take.
Steal the trophy, Danny.
Steal the lead. Take the trophy.
The scores 1 1/2, 2 2.
2, 1, 2.
Okay. When we get to Kelsey, I'm gonna tell you what we're doing.
Oh my God. 5.4 ties the limit.
Oh my god.
We are now in our final round of diving. Heading back to the 10 girls with Avery Bowen with a 202C, back one somersault in a tough position, 3 difficulty, 1.5.
Thanks, Bert.
The score is 2, 4, 3.5.
4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Our next diver is Finley Bowen with a 202C, back one somersault in a tough position, 3 difficulty, 1.5.
Come on, Finn.
She's adorable. She went.
Work on those kicks.
The score is 3.5, 3, 3. Our next diver is Natalie Salmon with a 201A, back dive in a straight position, 3 difficulty, 1.7.
For Natalie.
Mainly do the DDs.
The score is 4, 4.5, 4.
Very good for her, so.
One or two C.
Shay Cassidy with a 102C, forward one somersault in a tough position, 3 difficulty, 1.4.
Okay, sending.
The score is 4, 4.5, 4. In our final round for 10 other boys, leading off Merrick Pryor with a 202C, back one somersault in a tough position, 3 difficulty, 1.5.
We're done with all the rounds. Just get rid of the things. Yeah. Thank you. Where?
The score is 2.5, 2-2. Next up is Leo Lamphey with a 202C back one somersault in a tuck position, degree of difficulty 1.5.
You know, let's see if that's something
Yeah, I told him to come up.
The scores 3.5, 4, 3.
4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Next up is Cal Miller with a 101B forward dive in a pike position, degree of difficulty 1.3.
Frontline pike.
Excuse me, frontline pike. The score is 2, 3.5, 3.
Okay, so what did you want to do? Okay, so 102C, front one somersault tuck. Okay.
So I think it's 1-0.
103. Okay.
1.5.
We had a 102, so it's a 103. Yeah.
Thanks for coming here.
103.
Yeah, 103C. You got it, Kelly.
Cal McQueen with a 103C for 1 1/2 somersault in the tuck position, degree of difficulty 1.6.
Got it, buddy.
The score is 5, 4.5, 5.
Breaks. Breaks. What did you want to do for me?
I'm doing that here, and then I'm gonna redo my 1.5.
Oh, so you want to still do this one, and then you're just gonna do just something fun at the end.
No, what so what they said that I did my backflip twice, so I was supposed to do my 1.5.
Oh, here you're supposed to do your 1.5.
Yeah, but instead I did a backflip twice. So I think what Brennan said was that they just like erase one of the backflips, and then I do a 1.5.
Oh, after
after
everyone
everybody's
goes. Okay, so I got you, honey.
Right. So that.
Yeah. So because you needed to do your 202 up here, and we should have done this is where we should have done the 1.5.
So am I gonna do my backflip right now?
What do you want to do? You want to do your 1.5 now, or do you want to do
Well,
this?
because will I still be able to do one or
Yes.
the other
Yes.
either way?
Yes.
Can I do my backflip right now?
Yes.
Then my 1.5 at the end.
Yes.
So what are we doing right now?
We're doing the
5222.
yes.
Briggs Wilson with a 5222D back somersault with one twist, degree of difficulty 1.9.
If we're gonna redo dives.
We're not going to. He's just going to go and do it.
The score is 5.5, 4, 5.5.
Yeah, but it's gonna be next one. Right?
Final round for 11-13 girls with Ellie Kreider. 202C back one somersault, degree in the top position, degree of difficulty 1.5.
Four and a half.
The score is 4.5, 4, 4.
4.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5.
Marion Stahl with a 5-2-2-1D back one somersault with a half twist in a free position, degree of difficulty 1.7. The score is 5.5, 6, 5.5. Kelsey's going to do it.
She is doing a 2. No, Kelsey is doing.
Where is Kelsey?
I have no idea. Kelsey? Yeah, she's doing her 201.
Kelsey Tower with a 201A.
This should be still 202.
Back dive in a straight position. Read difficulty 1.7.
She was trying to do that.
The scores 3.5, 3.5, 3.5.
3.5. 1, 2, 3, and a half.
Next up is Mark Cassidy with a 401C. Inward dive in a tuck position. Read difficulty 1.4. The score is 5, 4, 4.5. Next up is Sasha Cohen with a 102C forward 1 somersault in a tuck position. Degree of difficulty 1.4. The scores 4.5, 4.5, 5. Advancing now to 11-13 boys, final round. Kobe Gallagher with a 202C back 1 somersault in a tuck position. Degree of difficulty 1.5. The scores 3, 3, 2.5.
1, 2, 3.
Max Johnson with a 202C back 1 somersault in a tuck position. Degree of difficulty 1.5. Failed dive. Next up is Brett Milburn with a 5122D forward 1 somersault, 1 twist in a free position. Degree of difficulty 1.9. Judge scores 4.5, 3.5, 4.
I told Stellan to put a 2 in.
Okay. Put a buttload of pucks in, please. The tank. Thank you. Next up is Lucas Stewart with a 5.211A back dive with a half twist in a straight position. Degree of difficulty 1.8. Judge scores 3.5, 3.5, 3.5. Our next diver is Kieran Cassidy with a 401C inward dive in a tuck position. Degree of difficulty 1.4. Judge the scores, 4.5, 4.5, 4.5. Round 5 of 14-17 girls leading off with McKenna Lewis, a 5-1-2-1 D. Forward 1 somersault with a half twist in a free position, degree of difficulty 1.7. Judge scores 3, 3, 4. Next up is out of the Dukes with a 202C back 1 somersault in a tough position, degree of difficulty 1.5. Judge scores 3, 3, 3.5. Next up is Sophia Antonelli with a 103C forward with 1/1/2 somersault in a tough position, degree of difficulty 1.6. Judge scores 3.5, 3, 4.5. Next up is Rory Wilson with a 5-2-2-1 D back 1 somersault with a half twist in a free position, degree of difficulty 1.7. Judge scores 5.5, 4.5, 4.5. 5.5, 4, 4.5.
5.5, 4.5, 4.5.
Something. Hey, I need those putting green sprinklers off.
Quick, too.
Again, thanks. Next up is Kendall Stewart with a 202C back 1 somersault in a tough position, degree of difficulty 1.5. Failed dive. Thank you. Next up is Josie Wilson with a 101C forward dive in a tough position, degree of difficulty 1.2. Half, 3, 3.
Skeet, get ready.
We're in our final round of our final division, 14-17 boys. Ty Frame with a 202C back 1 somersault in a tough position, degree of difficulty 1.5.
Go Ty.
Let's go, Danny. The scores 1.5, 1, 3.
3, 1, 2, 3.
Our final dive of the morning, Danny Matus with a 202C back 1 somersault in a tough position, degree of difficulty 1.5.
After we shut it off and save it, yeah.
Tie Prain will take.
Judge scores 2.5, 1.5, 1.5.
2.5, 1.5, 2.5.
That concludes our diving competition. Please give us a
Briggs
few
is-
moments
Briggs is gonna do that one more class.
as we calculate scores. Our snack station is open. Please grab something to eat and something to drink. We'd like everyone to stay hydrated today. If we could have our officials come up to the admin table for one moment, please.
You sure you don't want it for?
Yes. And the last one. Mara.